It's graduation season, and I know a lot of us are in the celebrating spirit. One of the things I always look forward to during this time are the stories, or is the story, that you often hear. Of course, a lot of them come with people talking about the hard work that was involved getting to their success that they are now enjoying. But I think beyond that, it's the other types of stories, the inspiring one, the resilient ones that you get to hear that often really stays with you. This next conversation promises to be just that. I'm joined by Adriel St. Clair. He's a graduate of St. Vernon High School here in Belize City, and he is graduating at the top of his class, salutatorian. Congratulations, Adriel.
Thanks.
And thanks so much for joining us this morning, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
Now, Adriel, you have quite an interesting story because you graduated at the top of your class, salutatorian, as I just said. But your challenge began from the very start by simply getting into a school. What was that experience like, trying to find a school that you could be a part of?
Well, it wasn't that hard, but the first choice that me and my dad choose was EPR.
Okay.
And my grades didn't meet the requirements of that, so the next choice that I chose is St. Vernon. And when I went there, they took me.
So you graduated primary school, and there's a promise of moving on to new beginnings, going to high school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that after primary school, there's that big decision that you have to make. What high school am I going to spend the next 4 years at to complete my high school education? You chose two schools, as you said, one that had more of a challenge to get into and another that was a bit, would you say, easier to get into?
Easier, yes.
So what was the decision between both of them? Why did you want to go to one over the other?
Well, I wanted to go to it because it's a very good community. And the other one, well, it's
And the other one being St. Vernon, right?
this one.
So why did you choose St. Vernon as your second choice?
Well, because it's the school wasn't free at the time, but
No, it's free.
this one.
So what was the 4 years like for you? You weren't accepted into the first school, and you began then your secondary education at St. Vernon, which you would spend 4 years at. What was that experience like for you? Was it challenging? Was it easy? Did it come with its fair share of troubles?
Well, it was a little bit of both.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Well, in first form, I didn't worry about coming in first, and but I was always in the top 5, top 10, Then in second form, I started to come in third, second, first. I started to push myself to get on top.
What was it that made you want to push to get on top?
Because I wanted to have a better future for me, my family. And I know my dad would have wanted to see me get up there.
So you pushed really hard because you wanted a better future for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Were there things around you that you saw that made you make that conscious decision that you had to pass, and you had to pass as high as possible because, the stacks were up against you? What was that like? What was that drive that you had?
Well, my dad didn't graduate high school, so he told me that that I have to graduate because I have to go into high school and graduate because he didn't do it. And you know, and I just continue and push myself.
Mm-hmm. When you think of 4 years, oftentimes when we start in first form, we think to ourselves, you know, hola 4 years, but really it flies by so quickly, wouldn't you say, Adriel?
Yes, ma'am.
When you think of your first year to now closing off that final, how would you describe that 4 years?
Well, it was mixed, like
When you say mixed, you mean a mixture of fun, a mixture of pushing really hard because you have people like your dad that you want to ensure that they're proud?
Yes, ma'am.
So you graduated salutatorian, or you're graduating as salutatorian. What does that mean to you now, though? Because you were pushing and you said you used to be 3rd place, 4th place, or at least the top 5. But now you're graduating as 2nd place overall, really, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean to you?
Well, it means that I gotta continue and doing what I'm doing. And I know my dad would have been proud of me.
You say would have.
Yeah.
Is he still with us?
He sadly passed away 10 months ago. Yeah.
Does this make this moment a lot more impactful for you?
Yes, ma'am.
What goes through your mind when you think of the fact that he is not here to celebrate that with you?
Well,
does it feel like he's here with you in spirit, celebrating this moment?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you have a message that you would like to share with young boys that are going through maybe the same challenges that you once did, where they felt like they weren't able to be seen as being enough, I guess, because you initially had a plan for your life going to a different school, and then you had to pivot and choose something else. But that turned out well enough, right? You worked really hard and you proved everyone wrong. What's your message to other guys like you, other Adriels like you?
Well, just push yourself and, you know,
work really hard?
Yeah, work really hard. And
do you have people at your school that made the 4 years a lot easier?
yes, some of my friends, yes.
Tell me about them. Tell me about your friends, your teachers, the importance of community.
Well, I have some really, really good friends, supportive, and the teachers as well.
How would you describe the community at St. Vernon High School? You know, a lot of times people tend to look down on certain schools here in Belize City as being lesser than. We know that St. Vernon is one of the high schools that provides free education to students there. But would you describe the education as lesser than, or does it pair up as the same as everyone else, including your first choice that you wanted to go to?
Well, I don't think it lesser than, because it's the same thing.
And the support from the teachers?
Yes.
How would you describe that?
Well, the teachers always push me when I wanted to give up, and they always put. They always push me when I wanted to give up, and you know,
Did you obtain scholarships as well? I heard something about you had some scholarships awarded to you because of your hard work. Tell me about that.
Well, I got a scholarship for UB, and the studies that I'm gonna study is engineering, is electrical and construction.
Why did you choose that field?
Because I love to do construction and electrical. I actually do it in my school. So yeah.
So you got a scholarship, a full scholarship from the University of Belize, courtesy of the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that based on your performance overall in school? How were you able to get that scholarship?
Well, I just work hard.
Oh, you just weren't? All right. Well, Adriel, this has been a wonderful discussion. Congratulations to you. I can tell that you are very hardworking, even though you're a young man of very little words. I know that you have a lot within you, and I'm hoping that your story can inspire someone looking and hearing a bit about you. So you are going to study engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the big plan after that? Do you have a future for yourself that you'd like for other young boys from your community to see?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to after high school, after sixth form, I'm going to think about finishing school and
and continue further?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, Adriel, it was a pleasure talking to you. I'll give you a bit of a brain teaser right now. So, are you one that talk a lot of Creole? You talk a lot of Creole? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna decode a cultural phrase right now. And of course, you guys as well. Today's cultural phrase is, and I want you to tell me what you think this means. No call alligator big mouth till you done cross the river. Again, no call alligator big mouth till you done cross the river. And that means in English, don't call the alligator a big mouth until you have crossed the river. What do you think that means? No call alligator big mouth till you done cross the river.
It means you can't well,
No call alligator big mouth till you done cross the river.
because if you go call it alligator that, yeah, bite you.
Yeah, bite you in the river, right?
Yeah.
So this here says, remain respectful to those who have power over you, even if it's temporary. And that's a very good way of describing it. I mean, you don't want to be in the river with a alligator and tease it and not be respectful when you're in its domain, and of course it has more power over you. That's an interesting cultural phrase of the day. Again, Adriel, a pleasure having you here. Good luck and congratulations again.
Thank you.
We take another quick break now, but please don't go away because it's only Tuesday, but we have some fun activities coming up after the break.